Another day and another virtually flawless performance from this Indian team, beating South Africa by an innings and plenty in Pune, deciding to impose the follow-on and then in under 70 overs getting South Africa bowled out yet again. The standout feature was the relentless nature of the attack that India brought on that fourth day of play. The fast bowlers as well as the spinners all combining brilliantly with each other, none of them being the standout performer but each supporting the other with consistently good hostile fast bowling and probing spin bowling, backed up by some very smart catching. Yes, there were a few let-ups, but India on the whole were just simply far too persistent and far too consistent for this South African team. Their intensity simply too much for the South Africans to handle, and it gives them not just the series win 2-0, but it also gives them a further 40 points on that World Test Championship table, making them comfortable leaders with 200 points. For the South Africans, they have been outplayed in this series so far, and quite clearly their bigger problem is their batting. Yes, the bowling hasn't been able to make much of an impression against India, but their top order batting has been an absolute shambles. They haven't got any performances out of the likes of Aiden Markram, Teniers de Bruin, also Temba Bavuma. These are the players that South Africa were hoping would make progress in this series. Instead, the Indian bowling has been far too good for them. So going into that final test match, really very few answers for very few choices for South Africa to exercise. They've also lost Keshav Maharaj to injury, which would mean a new bowler will have to come in. They have to perhaps look at someone like Lungi and Gidi to bring in some pace and menace to that bowling lineup, but quite simply South Africa have just not batted well enough, and that has been the major factor in their huge defeat in this test match and also in the first one. So now India get a week off almost before that final test match begins in Ranchi, but will they take their foot off the pedal? I don't think so, simply because 40 more points are on offer on that World Test Championship table, and that is always something that teams are now have that added incentive as they play. Also, well, what will be the combination for Ranchi? There's plenty of time to think about that. The 5-bowler theory worked very well. The 6th batsman wasn't needed in this test match, so India will probably want to stick with that, considering Umesh Yadav is someone who came in and immediately made such an impression with his bowling in both innings of the test match. But if there is additional help on offer for the spin bowlers, could someone like Kuldeep Yadav come into the mix in Ranchi? All of these are happy problems, so to speak, for India. For now, the players get an extra day off because of their 4-day win in this test match and a few more days off before they get into Ranchi. South Africa should expect absolutely no mercy.